So again, you want to be careful not to let your paper shift around. If you are worried about it slipping, you can tape it to the print plate just to be extra sure. If you have really thin paper, some of this graphite might show through. So you may want to lighten it up with an eraser before you stick it down. But for this, I think it'll be pretty, this paper's pretty thick and it won't show through. You just have to be the judge. So now, since I'm going to put this pink paper in the sky, I'm going to cut out a shape of the sky. I'm going to take out the shape of the tree leaves and some of these areas along the side, and I'm going to cut it along the edge of the ground. If you have really thick paper, your rubbing might not come out as clear as you'd like. You might need to spend a little time really getting the rubbing to show up. Actually, I think I'll leave this whole shape. I'm not going to cut out the stuff on the sides. So this is going to be what I'm going to stick onto my print paper. So I'm going to put that aside for a moment. And I'm going to put this down again. Now I need to attach my paper. I'm going to line it up so that the T and the bar are in the right place. And I'm going to use some masking tape that is actually low tack, meaning it's not as sticky as your regular masking tape. That way, when you peel it off, it won't tear your print paper. Oh, my hands are a little dirty, so I got a little bit of graphite right there. I'm going to grab my eraser and just erase that a little bit. If you do erase, just make sure you've got all the little pieces of eraser off of your paper so that they don't affect your print later. So now I'm going to use my glue stick and add glue to the back of this paper. Right up to the edges. So now I get to stick it down. I'm going to line it up very carefully inside my template. and then carefully lower my paper. And then at this point you might want to wash your hands if you have a lot of graphite on your hands, but for what we're doing right now I'm just going to use the dirty hands. So now my paper is stuck onto the printing paper and I'm ready to print. My print block is going to go right here when it's inked, and everything should line up just right. I'm going to line up my print block and then lower the paper down carefully. And I'm going to start to register my print. A baren would be really helpful. I just don't have one here right now, so if it comes out a little unclear, it's probably because I need a baren. Alright, so let's see. Cool. So now you can see that the paper that I glued down first is perfectly lined up, and it just adds a little bit of color to your print. It's possible also to add other types of paper. You can do all of your paper first and then print on top. And as long as you have your acetate with your T and your bar and and a nice ruler just to get everything in the right place, then it should line up perfect every time.